I never thought that I would be back here, but here we are, back in credit card debt. And I am here to confess. It is real. It is real. It is happening. So I'm really ready to attack it and get this thing paid off. I don't want it to consume my life any longer. So if you are interested in seeing how much debt I'm in, what my plans to get out of it is, just keep on watching. So as the title says, I am back in credit card debt. This is my confession. So let's see, where did we begin? So in a previous video, I did mention about, I paid off about $10,000, a little over $10,000 in credit card debt. So I know it can be done. I know I can do it. However, I didn't think I would be back in this position. I didn't think I would be here again. But here we are, life happens. And we just got to get through it. I'm saying we, but I just got to get through it. How it all started, I got my first credit card when I was in college, because you do need to get some type of credit established when you apply for credit or student loans. So that was my first card. I didn't manage it. My mother managed it. We used it only for college needs, and basically she kept the card. I didn't even have the card on me with campus, thank God, because I probably would have maxed it out. However, we did what we were supposed to do with that card. Whatever was spent was paid off. So that card, stayed correct, or stayed within the means of how to manage a credit card. But when it came down to anything else, yeah, this is where the trouble happens. After that, I got a Sears card, and that's my longest running card now with the most history. And I got that card at Sears. However, it's not a Sears card anymore. It is a Capital One Quicksilver card. After that, so I got into that $10,000 debt. Long story short, went to the department stores. They offered me a card. I would get the card. I would max out the card, pay the minimum balance, and not realizing that there's interest on these cards. And that's how I got into that $10,000 debt. I got out of it using the debt snowball method. I never really tracked it, but I did it within a year to a year and a half of paying off that $10,000. And that consisted of almost over, I want to say 14 cards. It was a lot. It was a whole lot. It was a whole situation. But after a while, when you notice you're trying to apply for things and your credit score is low because you have these high balances, or you can't get other cards anymore because of these high balances, you start to reevaluate what things look like when it comes to your credit cards, especially at this adult age from 20. So make a long story short, I maxed out all of these cards. I was paying the minimum balance on the cards. And my credit score went low. And when I started to apply for other things, other type of credit, I wasn't able to get it because my credit score was too low. And I noticed it was because of the high balances on the credit card. So I worked on that for a year to a year and a half using the debt snowball method. So I know it can be done. I just don't know. I know it can be done. I've done it before. I can do it again. I just hate that I'm back into this situation. I wanted to be credit card debt free in 2025. And actually, that is not going to happen. I have to maybe 2026, 2027 is my goal to get these things paid off. But yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. I don't know why I keep saying we. That's where I am. So what caused this increase in credit card usage was not properly planning. So in my previous videos, I do discuss that how I wanted a $10,000 savings. I wanted $10,000 savings, or I also wanted 3 to 6 months in expenses saved. So that's basically the $10,000. I've done the math. So either way, I wanted that to happen. However, that didn't happen, and life just lifed. And I want to say that at some point I was just like emotionally spending. So I like to shop. I love clothes. I like to purchase clothes. I like sneakers. I like shoes. So I would just kind of like, if I was sad, I would buy something to make me feel better, and I would swipe the card. And instead of paying it off, I would just let it accumulate. And then the same thing went for like, if I was depressed, I would buy something thinking that would make me feel better, and it doesn't. So don't let anybody make you think that emotional spending is a good way of therapy. No, go see a therapist. If you're sad, if you're depressed, put away the credit cards, hide them from yourself, but go see a therapist. And that's, I think, where I was. I kind of just like, and I don't want to say I was like sad and like ogre or something like that, but I was like, if I wanted it, I bought it. If I was sad, I bought it. If I was happy, I bought it. It was just like emotional triggers, emotional things. Like I said, life, just life. And I was just swiping and swiping. So I didn't have the discipline in that area, and that was just my own fault. Like, it literally was my own fault. And I can't blame anybody but myself. Like, I really cannot. Like, it's my fault. I did this to me. So I have to get myself out of it. And I do have a plan to do that. So something else that can help you with managing your credit card debt is having discipline. It takes discipline to manage your credit cards. If you know you're an impulsive spender, it's best that you leave your credit cards at home, take it off of Apple Pay, Android Pay, whatever it's called. But discipline is really the key factor in all of this. This will help you manage your credit cards. This will help you manage your debt. This will help you manage whatever loans you may have. But it takes discipline to get not only in debt, but to get out of debt as well. So this is like a really very, very, it's probably one of my most vulnerable videos that I've ever created. Like, I'm bringing y'all into some place like, that you don't really discuss or is taboo to discuss with others. So I'm not gonna share the exact number to the debt, but I do want to play a little game in the comments. So if you can guess how much credit card debt I am in, the person with the closest number, so we're gonna close this on a specific day, I will put that in the description. And the person who gets the closest, I'll treat them to a coffee, because I don't got no money I need to put all my money to credit card debt. I'll treat them to like a coffee or tea or McDonald's or something. So in the comments, if you're watching this video, when it comes out, and I'll put the date of when it's gonna close, let me know how much credit card debt you think I am in. And the person with the closest number, they will get a treat for me. But yeah, the number is up there. It is up there. And I'll put a range to it. It's between $5,000 and $25,000. So you can pick from there. It's between $5,000 and $25,000. This is not my proudest moment. This is not my proudest confession. However, that's just where I am. I do plan on doing, so with this, I've done an outline, and I've shown, like, I broke it down. Like, I have the balances, the cards, the interest rates, the due dates, and the minimum balances. The interest rates is what's taking me out of here. Like, I have a Lowe's card on here for $500 for air conditioner. And that's another thing. Don't let these sales associates talk you into getting their cards, because they're getting a commission or whatever off of it. And if you have the money, just pay it. And I did. I do. I have the money. I just don't know where I put it, and I don't want to mix something else, and the money that's there is for something else. So I'm just like really holding on to it for a couple of more months, but I'm going to pay this off. But it's an interest rate of 32%. And I'm just like, girl, one, I have a really nice credit score that I feel like, my interest rate should be a little lower. However, I'm just like, 32% is insane to be paying on $500. Like, that's crazy. So I'm gonna pay that card off. I'm gonna pay it off. I need to pay it off. I'm talking to myself. I need to pay it off, because that's just crazy. But my interest ranges from 24% to 32%. on all these cards. And I have 6 cards. It really shows 7 on here, but because I paid off one, I'm happy. Yes, that's celebrate your small wins. So I'm happy I paid that one card off. So it's 6 cards. And yeah, it ranges from 32 to 24 to 32%. And that is insane. And the total amount of my minimal balances is around the total amount of minimal payment for the month is $600. I have $600 going towards credit cards and minimum payments. A lot of these cards I'm actually paying more than the minimum. So I'm just a little confused as to what's going on. So I really need to sit down, and I think I'm going to start off, because of these high balances, I'm going to start off with the debt avalanche method. I'm going to do it like a hybrid situation. I'm going to start off with the debt avalanche method. I'm going to then go to the debt snowball method. So for those, so anything that's, I want to say between 32 and 28%, I'm going to use the debt avalanche method. And then after I get out of that 28% of interest rate, then I'll do the debt snowball method. We're going to see how that works out, how that plays out. And because then there's a situation, I can actually get a personal loan, consolidate all of these cards, pay them off, and then pay the loan back each month, which would probably range from like $250 to like $500, depending on the payment plan that I select. And then I would only have a 10% or like 6% to like a 20% APR. And based off my credit score, I feel like I will get closest to the 6%, 10% than the 20%. So there I'll actually be saving money in interest. And also these cards will just be paid off and sitting in a drawer somewhere, out of sight, out of mind, off of my Apple Pay, and I will not use them. So I'm going to do the avalanche method, the snowball method for like a couple of months, see if I need to get a little more cash on hand so I don't spend on the cards, and then maybe apply for a personal loan and see if that'll work out for me, because the interest is what gets you. So that's why I say if you use the credit card, and that's what got me, that's what drew me to these cards, is the point system. So for my American Express, like I travel. So if I'm traveling and I'm using the card plus accumulating points in travel, I could potentially get a free flight within a couple of months. So it's just like, that's golden. Like, yeah, that's golden to me. Like, that's what I see. Even like even on the Apple Card. Apple Card didn't really work too well with me with that. Like the 3% was just for like a certain places that I really didn't shop at. And then the other 2%, it went to a Apple Card. So the money would transfer to like an Apple Card debit card, and I would use that for snacks. Like that's how much really accumulated with it. So I didn't really like that card. So I think, and this is my plan. So we're in planning mode. So I think I'm going to do, like I said, anything that has an interest between 32% and 28%, I'm going to use the debt avalanche method. So I will pay the minimum balances on all the other cards, and then on the card with the highest interest, so at this point is the Lowe's card, I would attack that with all the money that I have left over from whatever. I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna look around my house, I'm gonna sell things that I'm not using. I got a closet full of sneakers that are literally just sitting there because all I wear is Crocs, heels, and Yeezy slides. So that's that. I got some change that I'm looking at over there. I'm gonna put the change toward it. Every little thing counts. And I have to stop spending on the cards. I have to stop spending on the cards. I have to stop spending on the cards. So that's the plan. So from 32% to 28%, we're going to do the debt avalanche method. Once those cards are paid off, then we're going to transfer to the snowball method, and we're going to attack the one with the lowest balance first. We're going to put all of our money there. I'm going to put all of my money there. And then I'm going to pay that card off, and then whatever that payment is going to roll over. That's what the debt snowball method is. And I have a video on the two methods, I believe, so I will tag those. If not, I can explain it a little quickly right now. So the debt snowball method is when you list all your balances from highest to lowest, or lowest to highest, and you attack the one. When I say attack, you put the most money on the balance with the lowest, on the card with the lowest balance. So again, let me repeat that. For the debt snowball method is you list your cards from, or your loans, because it can be used with any type of credit, from the lowest to the highest. Whatever the lowest amount is where you would put all of your extra money towards. And you will pay the minimum balances on the rest of the loans or the rest of the credit until that first one is paid off. Once that first one is paid off, then you will go ahead and attack the second one with the same payments that you're doing. And then you will continue to pay the minimums until you get to the lowest, to the last card. The debt avalanche method is where you apply the payments to the one with the highest amount of interest. This one helps you save money compared to the debt snowball method, where it helps you pay off the loan faster. So for the debt avalanche method, what you would do is you will list your credit from the highest to lowest in interest rate. You can find your interest rate on your statements, and you will pay the minimum balance on all the other cards except the first one. And on the first one is where you put all your extra money plus the minimum balance. This will help you save money, but it may take a longer time to pay off. A lot of people go for the debt snowball method because they want to celebrate their small wins and they want to see their debts paid off faster, compared to those who want to save money in interest and pay off the card or loan faster. So yes, that's where we are. I pray and I hope that this video helps you. I encourage you to do an audit of your finances, from your budget to your credit to your loans, and see what you're doing and see how you can maneuver and fix things. You never know, especially if you're not a budgeter. Once you start budgeting, you will see, like, you'll find out, like, man, I had extra money that I didn't know about because I didn't have it written down in a budget. Or you're paying so much in your credit cards that you should be doing the debt snowball method instead of the debt avalanche method. So I pray and I hope that this video helps you. I hope you take the time out to sit down and audit your finances. I hope you just go through it. It may take you some time. It may be overwhelming. If you need help, you can reach out to me. But I just hope that you take this on, because you never know what you're doing can help you later on in the long run. So here is a prayer for us as a community to get our finances in order, and also to take on these loans and credit cards. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I thank you for this day. I thank you for keeping and covering us. God, I ask that you give us the wisdom and the discipline that we need to get a handle on our debt, to get a handle on our credit cards. Lord, help us to manage them in the way that they are supposed to be managed. God, I do ask for an increase for those who need it, that would help them with their finances. However, I do pray that you also give them the wisdom and the discipline that they need to manage their finances. Lord, I know that you can do it. You did it before with me, and I know that we can get through this together. So God, I ask that you just send your help, lead and guide in the right direction. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to leave in the comments. You may win a cup of coffee if you can guess how much credit card debt I am in. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.